Nityanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Bandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satgurum Tam Namami. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityanandam Rajiv ji. Yes, ma'am.
We are not able to hear your voice.
Yeah. I was not speaking, ma'am. So, is it audible now?
Yes.
Okay, great. I think Ma Gover Neville, she wants to join, but she does not have the link, it seems. I will send it again to her. Okay.
Yeah, I think good to just send a link each day, each time, just so people can quickly access it rather than searching for it.
Sure. I'll try to send it again.
Or I'm happy to do it. Just
no, we can do it, not a problem. Yeah. Okay. So, shall we start? Yeah. Okay, great. So today we are going to see the basic face proportions. So in last class, we saw how to draw an eye, how to draw a nose, and how to draw a lip. I will also send some images of the ears, some basic proportions around the ears. And you can also refer the websites like Pinterest. I hope you are aware of the Pinterest. So basically, I'll just show my mobile. So here we have, like I have logged in into Pinterest. And if you try to search anything, like if you search face proportions or ear proportions, right, you will have a lot of reference images available in the application. So Pinterest and Instagram, these two are good ones to learn drawing. Okay, so they will basically, there are a lot of artists out there who will try to break down the face in different ways, and you can try to draw. Liz is asking, can you see me? Yes, Liz, we can see you. Yeah, and we can read your text also. Okay, hi Nithyanandam. So basically Pinterest is a good application. So there are a lot of different proportions, and there are different techniques basically available to break down a face Today we are going to discuss about different techniques and methods which are available out there, and then you can choose the one which you like. So there is one or two which I prefer and which I use, so I will share those also. But I will discuss briefly today about the common or the famous ones which are out there. Okay, so first up, I am going to show you a face proportion. If you would like, you can draw along with me, or you can just observe also. That is perfectly fine, because this is purely theory. So right now, again, I'm just drawing a generic face which we are going to apply to Swamiji's face also in upcoming classes. Okay, so right now I'm using a, this kind of a scale to make circle. You can use any of support for making your drawing good. Like you can if I find a tumbler, I can just try sometimes use a tumbler to make circles perfectly round. Or if you want to do a good freehand drawing also, so you can practice drawing circles on your own also, because not every time you will have access to some things. But just to show proportions properly, I am using this one. Okay, just 1 minute, I'll be back. Okay, so now I have also got a scale with me just to show you the proportions. So you can assume that this is a ball. Okay, so assume that this is a sphere. So what happens is the sides of the face, if you observe, we have, if I try to draw a small face here, the side of the face has a temple, right? So if I draw a side face, we have a bulge here, right? Somewhere here we have, approximately here we have our eyes position, and here we have a temple and it goes down, right? And then we have ears position somewhat here, we have nose here, and we have our lips somewhat available or positioned here, and then we have chin and jawline and other things, right? So these are the approximate positioning of different parts on the face, right? So if you draw a circle, if I want to draw a front face, what you can do is you can try to have 3 lines first. So I'm going to draw approximately the center of the circle, and I'm going to draw 3 lines. Okay, so one, and then I'm going to bisect the circle from the center, right? So I have approximately created the 2 center lines for the circle. Okay, now what happens is 1/3 of the distance from here, so approximately this much distance, and I can measure it also maybe. So it's, for me, it's around 5.5 centimeter, and yeah, 4.5 centimeter, and same distance below, right? So around this much height. Okay, so here you can create 2 points equidistant from the center line. Okay, so maybe what you can do is you can try to roughly follow it. If you are not able to exactly follow it, that is also fine, but try to make it a rough diagram so that you are also getting a feel of it. Okay, so next step is we create 2 more lines from here. So I drop 1 line from here and I drop 1 line from here. Okay, so I'll wait 1 minute for you to reach up to this stage. So maybe what you can do is quickly draw a circle as a first step. Okay, then draw a central line to the circle as step 2. Then draw another line like this, split the circle into 4. Okay, then approximately 1/3 distance from here, have 1 line here and 1 line here. Okay, so till here you just draw and give me a thumbs up once you are ready. Great. Great. Okay, so I can see you have drawn this one. Okay, so next step is from the top line, just draw a arc. Okay, so draw a arc here and join this, something like this. It's an arc, it's not a line, it's an arc here. It can be thin also, it can be thick also.
Yeah. The top third, is that like, you mean third and 2/3? Is that right?
I will explain what does this third mean. So say right now it is 4.5, 4.5, and 4.5, something like this. So here, if I extend this line here, if I extend this line here, and also if I extend the central line and the top line, okay, so this distance, this and this, they are all equidistant. So this is a average proportion of a face. Okay, so this bottom line is a jaw line. So this is a jaw line. Okay, and somewhere here we have our eyebrows. The central line, we call it as a brow line, eyebrow line. Okay, and the top line is a hairline. Okay, and somewhat around this you'll have the nose. Again, these are like varying proportions. So once you see the face of different people, all these things will vary. Okay, so there is a famous rule of thirds in artists world, so they call it as a rule of third. So this distance is 1/3, this is 1/3, and this is 1/3 of the overall length. Is that clear? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what is the center line?
This center line is brow line, eyebrow line. You can call it as eyebrow, eyebrow or brow.
ऑडियो तो ऑफ कीजिए.
And the third one, nose line, is it?
Yeah, third one is nose mark. Yes. So if it is not clear, maybe I can erase and write it a little darker.
Gloria, could you mute yourself, please? Can't see. I can't see the main screen. Your board, your drawing.
Okay. How about others? Are you able to see? Because I am in the speaker view and I can see my. Yeah. Okay, so I will name it as a nose line. Yeah. And this one again, I'll make it a little bit clearer so that this is eyebrow. Okay. Okay, and next up, we are going to draw another curve which is symmetrical to this one from the other side. So I'm going to just draw a curve here. Okay, so we are going to roughly position the face parts onto this circle. So as a first step, I'm just creating one line here. So I'll just position the eyebrow exactly on the eyebrow line. So I'm just roughly creating a line like this. Okay, and similarly, symmetrically, I'm going to put the line on the other side. So remember we practiced symmetry in one of the classes. So this is where it will help you identify. So say if one line is going like this, the other line should go in other direction and should be a mirror. So that sense you should have. Okay. And next, remember how we started drawing nose? So we did 3 circles. So the same principle you can apply here also. So what you can do is you can just draw one big circle, and this nose size varies for people, right? Someone will have very pointed nose, someone will have a very flat nose. So you can have one circle here and 2 small circles here, something like this for the nose. Okay, and next here, so say the eyes are starting somewhere around where the eyebrow is ending, right? So there you can again draw a line. Okay, so there is a another rule called rule of parallels. Okay, uh, so it's not hard and fast rule. Again, it varies from face to face, but when you draw the eye, right, the eye's starting point and the ending point should be somewhat in the same line. So some if it is tilted, then this eye's starting point and this eye's starting point should be same. So right now I'm just drawing like this, so it will be somewhat like this. And Swamiji's eyes are like perfectly symmetrical. Even his face is like perfectly symmetrical. Okay, so the rule of parallel is basically all this things like the top of the eye, the bottom of the eye. Okay, everything is like falling in a parallel line. Okay, so I can make it something like this and something like this. Okay, and nose is like not always straight, so you can draw it straight also, but I would prefer, like for this drawing, just for the purpose of this drawing, I'll draw it little bit curved, so you can have like 2 curved shapes here, something like this for the nose. Yeah, and for the lips, you remember we drew 2 lines. So the end of this circle is approximately where the central line of the lips will fall. Okay, so you can just draw a line from here. And you remember how we drew the lips? So basically, we had a circle which was passing below the line, and then we had a oval which was going above, and we had another oval which was going here. And here also that rule of parallels will be working. So every time you see a face, there try to see parallels. Okay, and all this you don't need to draw every time you draw a face. Okay, these are like construction lines. Different portrait artists use different construction lines for their work, but a basic understanding of how the features are placed is good. So to as a beginner, it's good to have. So the oval, these 2 ovals should go below the line, and the circle should also go below the line. So this is the same lips thing we drew in last class, and then we had 2 more ovals like this, something like this. So I'm just trying to build upon whatever we have learned in the last classes. Yeah, and then we had 2 ovals here touching the bottom line, right? Okay, and next step is to just join this. So basically you can just make a central curve around this, right? And the top one, we did something like this. And the bottom one, we took something like this. Okay, for me, I think the lips have become very thick, but it's fine. Can be some face. Okay, and then towards the end of these temples, right? So here basically on the top of this is a hairline. So hairline is basically if someone has short hairs or even long hairs, this is approximately your hairs will start to begin. Okay, so you can have something like this, and then you can touch this temple, and around the temple the hairs will start falling down. So something like this, you can create some shape. Okay, and similarly here you can draw something like this. Draw like, because hairs are like not following, you know, any specific shape or line, so you can draw them as per your understanding of it. But yeah, they should follow some pattern, not a fixed pattern. Okay, and maybe you can, from the eye line, where the eye line is ending, right, that is where approximately the ear starts. So if your eye line is ending here and your hairs are ending here, so somewhat middle of this you will have the beginning of the ear. Okay, I'm just starting to draw the ear. And right now I'll create just the construction lines for the ear, because I'll not like put the final ear. Okay, and something similar on the other side. It roughly ends around the nose line. Okay, so the ears, you can start from the eye line and roughly end around the nose line. Again, I'm reiterating, this is the average face, so it need not be like 100% time applicable to all the faces. Okay, give me a thumbs up once you are done. I cannot see the cameras. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Liz, you're drawing on the go. Great. Great, Liz. Great. Yeah. You can switch off the camera. Yeah. Okay. We'll move back to a class. Okay. So next up, maybe what you can do is approximately touch these 2 points. So the top point and the bottom point, right? Just try to touch these 2 points. And same way here on the other side also. Okay, just try to touch these 2 points. So the end of this point where it is intersecting, that is where your jaw will start approximately. Okay. And here you can try to kind of give it a curve here. Okay. I'll quickly redo my lips because they are looking little big for me. So I'll quickly redo them. I'll make them a little small. Okay, so this time I'm not using any construction line. I'm just using approximate proportions of the face. Yeah. Okay, so your face need not look exactly same as my face here, the one which I have drawn. But idea is to get the understanding of the proportions, right? Okay, and we are just going to quickly go. We are not going to complete this, but we are going to just quickly go and try to finish the hairlines basically. So you can have like hairs on top, and you can have hairs here, something like this. And from the end of the jaws, then you can have the neckline. Okay, and you can like roughly draw the shoulders also. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, and this you don't need to follow because this again is just explanation. If you want to for like practice, you can do. But what I'm going to do now is I'm quickly going to erase the construction lines. So again, I'm using my eraser pencil, and I'm just erasing the construction lines which are there to give a perspective because they are like cluttering my drawing here. So I'm just erasing the construction lines. Okay, whatever I feel is not necessary, or making them little light. Right? Yeah. So once you erase these construction lines, it will start looking more like a real face. And what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to finish some of the features so that it looks like a little bit complete face. Okay, so first thing is what we learned about eyebrow: always follow the direction of the hairs and use as thin lines as possible. Okay, so I'm just using that principle to finish off the eyebrows. Okay, then we studied about the eyelids. So the eyelids also have different shapes based on whether you are drawing a male or a female. Okay, so I'm just going to create two symmetrical eyeballs here, and I'm going to quickly do a shading around it. So, okay, and insides of the eye also we are going to lightly shade. I'm not drawing too many eyelashes. I'm just like leaving 1 or 2 eyelashes here. And on top of it, I'm just drawing the eyelid. So this I'm just quickly trying to finish the portrait. You need not follow like step by step for this one. Okay. And where the temple, you remember we had a line for the temple. So approximately, basically if the light is falling from this direction, then this side of the face will have the shadows, right? So approximately you can put some shadows around this point. So here also you'll have some shadows, here you'll have some shadows. So the moment we start putting shadows on the face, so here if you see we have cheekbones around this area, right? So if we have cheekbones around here, then the below portion of it will always be dark. So we'll have ideally the shadows on this region. So most of the portraits, if you see, they will have some shadows around this region. And then we have this area. We have the chin and also the eyes, since this portion of the eye is under in a hollow region, right? So this portion will also get dark areas in a face. So even if you're doing a bare minimum face, some sort of shading will give it the 3D kind of effect. Okay. So if we remember we did something in the nostrils. I'm trying to put similar shades on the nostrils. I'm completing the curve of the nostrils, which we did the other day. Right. I'm trying to create some sort of shading on the nose. And the bottom of the nose will also be generally dark if the light is falling from the top. Right, so this area I'll make it little darker. So always while shading, you go with a very light values first and then do the dark values. And then for the hair, because hairs are the darkest, I'm going to put a little darker shade here. And this again, I'm doing very fast sketch. So once you do a portrait, you can just choose to go slow. It's not necessary that you always, sketch fast. The end result should look good ideally. And for hairs, I am just following some random direction of hairs. That rule always applies to the hairs. So you can just follow the direction of the hairs. Ears, I can just create some basic shapes, not finishing it completely. And give them some light shade color. Yeah. And under the chin also, you will have some shadows. Okay, I will make this relative values darker. Okay, and also I'll just give some dark shades to the lips. So now it is starting to appear like a 3D face. Yeah. So you can go on like adding more details, like the more time you spend on it, the more details you add, the more nicer it will start to look, right? But I'll stop at this point because the intention is just to tell the proportions. So can we have a quick look on how the drawing is looking for others? Okay, great. I think you're starting to draw the eyes. Yeah, great. So it need not be exactly same. Yes, yeah. Okay, great. I think here for you also the lip proportion has gone little bit more because I drew the lips as wide initially. So yeah, that's fine. That's not issue.
Yeah, should I have drawn the nose? I think nose should have been little down and little up.
See,
What
actually,
do you
actually, now for a standard face, yes, you're right. Because you know what I have done is here we had the nose line, right? And this nose line and the chin line between them, we placed randomly lip somewhere. Okay, so it's like approximately little above than half of the distance of this, right? It's little above than this. So I think for you, I'm not sure whether you have done these 3 lines, because if you would have done it, then it will approximately lie in this region. So for me, what I can see is lip is very much closer to the chin. And that is fine. Like, it's not like there is something wrong about it. Basically, there are faces which are like that. But this, what we are trying to do is draw average face, average, like a standard face. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So here also, if you see, like, we can drop more lines, like, you know, we can drop, say, from eye, if I drop some construction lines. So where the eye line is ending, approximately there the lips should start. Okay. So for others, so I, like, initially what I did was I have done a very thick lip, right? So I have done something like this. And also now I remember that the lip center line, we have done it on the edge of the circle. So if the lip center line is on the edge of the circle and if we follow the 1/3 rule, then you should get it approximately in this region. Yeah. Okay. But no hard rules as of now. It's just to understand the proportions. Okay. So
Right. Yeah, this is Vedant's.
yeah, great, great. I think for you it has come in the right region. Yes, Vedant. Yes, Mark, over. I can see it's little tilted, but yeah, if you can make it little straight, Mark. It's little tilted for me. Yeah, it looks fine, Mark. Maybe you can click a photo and send, then I can see it more clearly. It's looking little tilted. I think you're holding the drawing book like tilted. Right? So, yeah, now I can see better. I'll just try to zoom it. Oops. Yeah, yeah, ma. I think it looks good. Yeah, great. Thank you. Okay. So, see, there are many different techniques. This I have just spoken about the rule of thirds. There is also a technique called Lumi's technique. So I'll just briefly speak about that. Okay. So just give me a minute. I'll just. Okay. So the Lumi's method, what he says is, if you have a sphere, okay, say you have a, I'm drawing a circle here. Okay, then you cut the sphere like from a knife. So say you cut the sphere from here. So if you can visualize, I have a ball. I am using a knife to cut at this plane, that particular ball. Okay, so this sphere forms the basic portion of the head. Okay, and then we can drop a center line. So between this line and this line, we can drop a center line from here, and we can position the face accordingly. So say if I drop the center line like this, and draw a parallel line from here to here, okay, and a parallel line from here to here. So then I can draw a face which is looking down. Okay, so this you just observe. I'm just talking about a technique called Lumi's method. So here, if you draw something like this and then have the central line drop from here, so where the central line is ending, this is where the jaw will begin. Okay, and this will be the back of the head, and here somewhere you will have your neckline. So here also you can apply the rule of thirds. So now if I have 1/3 distance from here and 1/3 distance from here, right? So, and 1/3 here. So I have this as 1/3, this as 1/3, and this as 1/3. Okay, and I have my face available in 3D. So somewhere here I can put the eyebrows, here I can put the eye sockets, here I can put the nose, right? Between them I can put the lips, and below that I can put the jaw. And from here somewhat my hairs will start, right? So something like this. So this is a Lumi's method. Now using this, you can construct any face. Okay, so now if I, the basic thing to practice in this Lumi's method is you practice the sphere. First is sphere and how to cut the sphere. So say if I have to draw a frontal face, then I am going to have two cuts, the one which we have drawn earlier, right? So the front face will have two cuts. I will have a central line falling from here, and I will have a line here, and then I'll have hairline here, my nose line here, and jaw line here, something like that. This is the one which we have drawn, and you can create a face like this. Okay, so you will have approximately your nose here, lips here, eyes, and eyebrows somewhere here. Okay, then next one, if I tilt the sphere, so if you assume that this is a ball, I don't have a ball around here, otherwise I would have shown. Maybe next class I'll get a ball, and or maybe I'll send you a video which explains it in 3D so that you can visualize this easier. So you can assume right now my hand is a ball, right? So right now the ball is like this, and now I am tilting the ball like this. Okay, so I am creating another sphere. So I had a ball, now I'm tilting it like this, and I'm cutting the ball from here. Okay. Yeah. So I'm tilting the ball from here, and I'm creating somewhat, I want the person to look up. Okay. So this is drawing the face from any angle. So if I want to, so this person was looking down. If I want him to look up, I'll just create a center line around this and drop it something like this. Okay, and then from here I'll drop the center line and this angle. Okay, so this cross is very important. So wherever you place this cross, okay, that's where your face will start looking. So if I place the cross here, the face will look in front. If I place the cross pointing downwards, the face will look down. If I place the cross pointing upward, this X will start, the person will start looking upwards. Okay, so now based on this, again I will connect the lines here. I'll drop parallel lines to this. Okay, from here I'll drop a parallel line to this, and these two lines are like not exactly parallel, so I mean they start parallel and then they converge towards the downside, and then from here I can drop another line and create a jaw. Okay, so now I have created a person which can look up. Okay, and again you can always try to draw thirds to take reference. So you will have hairline here, hairline here. So this will always be 1/3. Okay, so you can play around with this technique. Okay, this is called Lumi's method, and there's some basic technique. So during the week, if you get time, just draw spheres and try to draw faces on your own. Okay, so we'll do one together, and then maybe you can practice anyone at your home. Okay, so so we'll do the perfect side face maybe. So you can draw a circle. This method was done by an artist called Andrew Lumi, Loomi. So he has written many books on portraits also. So once you have drawn a circle, you can create an arc here, which is like kind of cutting the circle on the side. Okay, then so from the approximately from central, so as I said, wherever you put the cross, that's the direction in which your face will start looking. So I'm like from the center of this, I'm dropping a line here. Okay, and from top I'm cutting the line, something like this. So this line is a curved line, it's not a straight line. It goes around the boundary of the circle and then comes out. Okay, give me a thumbs up once you are done. Great. Great. Okay. So next up, basically you can drop a line which is starting from this point and converging towards this. So somewhat like this. Okay. You can drop a line like this. And from here, you can drop another line, which is something like this. So it is like broad from the top and narrow at the bottom. Okay, next up, you can drop a line from here to the bottom of the sphere. And from here, you can draw another curve, something like this. Okay, then you can have the rule of thirds again. So if this is the jaw length, then approximately half of this length you can have another line, and approximately this length you can have the hairline. Okay, so you can have approximately draw some lines for your reference so that you know where the nose, hairs, and the chin will come. Something like this. So we are drawing all these lines to get a feel of the different curves and planes which are present on the plane on a face. Okay. So give me a thumbs up once you are ready. Great. Okay. Okay, Rajiv is showing something. Let me see. Just give me a minute. Yes, perfect. It looks good. Great. So if you see in that, I don't know if you have seen that Iron Man movie, right? The mask of the Iron Man is like this only.
In India, actually, it feels like motorcycle helmet
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
country.
yeah. So motorcycle helmet, because it's like ergonomically designed to fit the face, right? So more of a helmet kind of. Exactly. Okay, so next up, we are going to do quickly finish off. I mean, don't spend too much time on the features because we are not like interested in features, but the features also turn. So if you remember, we did a side nose, right? So this time, if we draw like perfect circles here and here, it will go wrong, right? So intuitively also you will feel this. So this circle will be small, this circle will be a little bit large. And once you practice and become good, you don't need to even draw the circles. And wherever the light turns, that will have a sharp line. So approximately here you will have the nose, then you will have the eyes falling in the eye socket somewhere around this side, and you will have lips here. And the lips, the center line of the lips will, so this is the center line of the face actually. So this is actually this line, right? So or the center of your lip, the center of your nose tip, all this ideally in an ideal face will come here. Okay, but again, there are like so many permutation and combination of faces that it need not always follow this rule. Okay, and since you have a temple here, and this is like not the temple for worship, the head temple. Okay, so since you have a head temple here, you can have something like this, a hairline which is going here and falling somewhere around this region. You can have hairs around this area. Then you will have ears. Something like this. Okay, so what I will do is I will share some exercise sheets in the group. So you just pick that exercise sheet and try to draw whatever faces are there. So the more different types of faces you will draw, the more you will, be able to put position features better, try to understand distances, try to understand proportions. Even, today, even I am also practicing this Lumi's method. So uh, it takes time to master it, and how you position different features onto a Lumi's face is little tricky. So if you see, I have just based on this trying Lumi's method, I have done some random faces of Swamiji. So I have created the basic structure, and on top of it I have created the faces. I don't know, there are some very light ones also here. So sometimes it comes out perfectly, but if you see this one, it is not very perfect. It is like younger Swamiji, but it has started looking little different. But the top one is looking more like Swamiji. This one is looking more like Swamiji. So I keep practicing this Lumi's method. So we will try to see how we can fit that on Swamiji's face also, maybe in further classes. Yeah, but there are other methods also. So one more method I would like to, the final method in the last 5 minutes. And I will just show it to you, and maybe next class we will do it together. So it's called the grid
This
method.
last one that we did, the center line and all. So where is it looking? Where is he looking? We did look up,
So
look down, and this one is?
see, if you see, I mean, I'll try to. Which one you are asking, Ma? The face?
This one. Yeah.
So this one is looking in front, Ma. So if you see this cross, it's somewhere
Okay.
here.
In
So,
front. Okay.
yeah, not exactly in front, like slightly tilted. So if you see, this is the eye line. Okay. It's looking like somewhat in this direction, this plane.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever your line is tilting. So say quickly, if I want to make him look little in front, then I'll quickly create the line something like this and create the eye somewhat like this, so that the eyesight is here, and then all my features will move accordingly. So my nose will be like this, my lips will be like this, this will come. So it's like you can have a random sketch also and try to find the directions. don't know, these are some very basic ones which I did earlier, but like it's like kind of trying to map Lumi's method to Swamiji's face. Yeah, maybe I can share some like circles with circles and something, some photos with you. And one, I think in last 3 minutes, one final method which I would like to talk, and this, you know, is more accurate method. If you are able to see, this is another, like, you know, a sketch of Swamiji, which I have been doing. It's called the grid method. Okay, so in grid method, what we do is, say we have a face. I'll quickly explain what it is, and then in next class we will do a hands-on of it. So I generally mostly use the grid method. So how it helps is, it helps me in breaking down the face into small proportions. But what good artists do, you know, is they don't like try to break the whole picture into multiple grids, but they use methods like Lumis and all that. So keep practicing these. These are good for understanding of face proportions and knowledge. Till you become good with this, you can always use the grid method to draw the faces. Okay. So what grid method does is, say this is a face. Okay. So I will draw several grids around this face. Okay. So I will like draw a lot of lines around this face. So I generally use like 6x8 kind of a grid. Okay. So I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like I go on. So I use 6x8 grids, something like this. So what it does is, it breaks down the face into small squares. Okay, and then what you can do is, you can look at each square, and where the features are intersecting the square, you can position the face features of the portrait accordingly from the reference photo. Okay, so next class we are going to do the grid method, and also I would be talking about the apps. So there are applications available wherein you can create the grids. Okay, so I'm not sure if you are using iPhone or Android. For Android, I know there are applications. I'm not sure about the iPhone users, but even iPhone, you can use similar techniques to create the grids on the face. Okay, so what I'll do is, I will send a picture with the grid to you. Okay, and then you will have to create grids on your own and be ready with the grids for the next class. Okay, we will not create the grids in the class. So how you do a grid is, or if you want, I can show it in the next class itself. But if you're ready with the grids, we can be quicker. Okay, we'll see based on that day's thing. So what you do is, you take a scale and like create equidistant lines, equidistant points, say 3 centimeter, 5 centimeter, so that you have like 6 points. So here I have 6 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe one more here. And from here you drop the lines. Okay, so you drop straight lines from here. I think we are done with the time, but I'll just take 1 more minute. Okay, so you drop these lines, something like this. Okay, and then you can divide these grids again equidistant. So say if you have taken this length as say 3 centimeter or 2.5 centimeter, ideally for A4 size page, 2.5 centimeter is good. So if you have taken 3 centimeter, then take 3 centimeter here also, right? So you split this line also into some 3 centimeter approximately. I'm just putting, but when you do, you please measure with the scale and do it. And you prepare something like this. You prepare square grids, something like this. So this should be 6 grids, and here you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So do 6x8. Okay, and you can do it in portrait. I like I'll just put it in landscape, but you do it in like a portrait. Okay, so you do it in like this view. So smaller size would be a. Is that clear? Any question from today's class?
No, yeah, I think it's all good.
Okay, great. Okay, so we'll end with the Purna Mantra. And the sessions are available on YouTube. So if you want to revise or revisit any of the sessions, the playlist is updated now. Okay.
Yeah, the grids are square, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
all these are squares. All these are squares. 3 by 3 centimeter or 2.5 by 2.5 centimeter.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll end with the Purna mantra. Before that, can we take a quick photo, please? So, Gover, if you can switch on the camera. Yeah, okay, great. So, Swamiji. 1, 2, 3. Swamiji. Great. I have taken the picture. Perfect. So, we'll end with the Purna mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Sadguru Padukarpanamastu Om Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam, everyone. See you next week.
Nithyanandam, thank you.
Thank you, Nithyananda.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.